Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 176 of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind, this one titled I Self-Inflict Projects on Myself. Because I do. Anyways, we are closing in to the end of 2024 and this is sort of a prelude to the inevitable next two episodes because I don't think I'm going to cram it into one, but the next two episodes that are going to be titled 2025. Because that's what I do at the end of the year. If I have an episode ready, I talk about the year I had and plans for the year that is to come. And sort of as a prelude, sort of to help myself, I'm going to just talk about the myriad of projects, most of them self-inflicted, that I have to do right now, and some that are not self-inflicted, but we will get there. First of all, my drink today is actually an isotonic drink. It has vitamin E and B complex, zinc and magnesium, and is flavored lemon and kiwi. It does not taste good, Jesus. But, it's supposed to be, sports drink because I do tons of sports, so I should drink sports drinks. Anyways, the week that passed, I did a massive thing personally, which was submitted my documents, and whether or not it will be accepted or not is too soon to talk about, and I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about them. A lot of tiny mental breakdown that I'm having regarding, well, just leaving and the future and everything that is uncertain. But I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways, let's talk about the projects I have. So, at the time of me recording this, I was supposed to have my Dracula video out, which I didn't, because I'm a mess, apparently. So yeah, I didn't. But I decided to pivot a little bit and do a shorter video, hopefully, when I talk about like all of these different things that I saw through 2024. And because of that, I'm trying to cram in a lot of things. There are a few things I want to be able to do before the literal end of 2024, which is watch 4 movies, because my letterbox currently sits at 96. So if I can watch 4, I can get to the 100. And that is meaningless, but that is what I want to do. So yeah, watching 4 movies and I was going to say play some games or read Circe, finish the reading of Circe. I don't think I can finish that. I'm a very slow reader, especially when the book is that uninviting. Like if it was I'm glad my mother died, I would have been able to do it. But Circe is not inviting. It's not easily written. I sometimes get confused who the characters are because it's about ancient Greek and the names all sound similar. But I've had histories with Russian novels, so names can. I've done worse, is what I'm trying to say. Very eloquently. I'm a writer, can you believe that? Anyways, I want to play more games. I finished Dishonored this week. I installed it and finished it within 3 or 4 days. And it was the first time I got a low chaos ending. I always do high chaos because I'm too impatient. So this time I decided to be patient. And it worked. Oh my god, can you hear the noise of my fan? Yep. Anyways, so there is that. But at the same time, there are other things that I need to do. There are things I want to do at the end of 2024, which is watch 4 movies, and if I can, play Final Girl, the board game. I've gotten it. I should just sit down and play it. For some reason, I can't. But yeah, beside those two, there are some things I want to do. Hopefully, before I am forced to leave. Most of them have to do with crafting. I do love crafting, and this year I did a couple of crafting projects that really reignited my passion. I made a tiny diorama as an anniversary gift that I loved. I made a couple of swords out of foam. So I want to do more. I want to do I have a tiny container that was for marshmallows, and it looks like a snow globe. So I want to make a tiny desk there. I have a desk. I just need to sit down and make details and shit like that. So there is that. I want to do a collage for the first time in my life. I have a empty frame that we bought a while ago. I have cut down a piece of craft adjacent paper, and I just need to sit down, and I have actually gathered a bunch of interesting shapes of paper that I can put there. So yeah, I also want to do that. The swords are still not finished, so I need to make the handle for the katana that I'm making, and then make another katana, which, to be honest, I'm dreading like hell. This project was way above my pay grade. I shouldn't have accepted it, but I'm glad that I did. I pushed myself at least a little bit. So yeah, there is that. There are some kits I have that I haven't made, mostly because I don't have anywhere to put them, but I do want to make them. There are two. There is one big kit with like bricks and stuff like that I want to make. I got it for my birthday gift. There is another one that I've gotten I think 2 years ago, of a tiny house that I need to make. I have bought a model of one of Da Vinci's inventions that I haven't made that I need to make. I have a metal gramophone that I haven't made. I have a bunch of paper kits that I found when I was a kid that I haven't made, that I need to make. There is just a lot of crafting that I need to do. And there is not needed, though. There are a lot of crafting that I want to do. And because I don't, I genuinely feel sad about it. I'm like, oh my god, why am I not doing it? Why am I not making them? And then I become sad because I'm like, oh, I'm not doing what I like to do because I'm a failure. And I know I am. Like, you don't have to tell me. I do know I am a failure, but it's never easy to actually get confronted by it, you know? So there is that. And there is another major craft that I was hoping to get done for the Dracula video, so you see how optimistic that was to make a tiny castle based on a drawing that I made when I was 14 years old. I didn't make that either. Then there is the videos. I want to make the whatever happened in 2024, and then the Dracula video. If I can get the Dracula video out by February, that would be fantastic. I'm not hopeful, but maybe I can. And then there is the Novels video, which is, as usual, an Iranian movie. It's Atal Matal Tutule, probably. And then there is We Didn't Start the Fire Part 3. I need to really organize my time better. I procrastinate like it's... If I could get paid for procrastination, I would be a millionaire. I don't do many things. I just sit behind my laptop, watch YouTube, and don't do any of this shit that I want to do. Because everything just seems too big. Now, part of it, again, we are nearing the anniversary of it, by the way. Yay. January of 2024, mid-January of 2024 is when I got depression. Like, I always had a little bit of it. If you are the long-time listener of this show, you've seen me go down there a lot. But the January 2024 was when I had this bout of depression, and to be honest, it hasn't been an easy year. I'm not yet done with my movie that I'm hopefully will be done soon. Then there is the next movie that I want to make. I have a script ready, I just had to write it. Then there is the university shit. I haven't yet contacted them and see what I have to do because I can't, because they're all closed. Like, literally, I don't usually have to go visit the university, but when I do, it seems the world itself is against me. Since I've had to go and talk to people, the university has been closed due to cold and pollution. By the way, it is very polluted. It's not as cold as it used to be a week ago, but it is very polluted. So that is a problem. But yeah, as I said, some of these projects are self-inflicted. And then I have to go out of the country to get my biometric signs and then see if I get a visa. And if I do, then that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not going to open right now. But you see, when I say I self-inflict projects on myself, there are so many things I want to do. And then we get to the fact that life is very short, for all of the things you need to do. The other day, my friend was here. Not the other day, yesterday, my friend was here, and I was showing him like my movie collection. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I realized I've watched a ton of shit. If the folders are true, which are not some movies I've seen I don't actually own a copy of, there is 3,600 movies there. Now, those are all files. Some of them, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I have a couple of editions. So probably it's not 3,600 movies. But here's the thing. Those are just files. I rewatched a lot of them. So I spent a lot of my life on movies. And yesterday I talked with my actor who was here so we can re-record some of his lines. And he has completely changed courses, to a different career entirely. With that, he asked me, well, if you do leave Iran, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm probably going to keep doing cinema because I don't know anything else I can do. And that kind of, hit me that, I put all of my eggs into this very unstable basket. And that is frightening a little bit. I don't know. I am afraid. I've talked about that a lot of times. I'm afraid of what is to come. And the amount of projects I do have, the amount of pressure I feel, some of it is just shit that have been thrusted upon me by other people, my parents specifically, but beside them, there is always, I feel there is something bad is going to happen and I don't know what. Which I know has bled itself into my personal life as well. I've talked to people and I'm like, I feel like something bad is happening, and they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel it. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my bones. Love Actually. By the way, today it's Friday. I'm recording this at 10:44 a.m. my heart isn't in it, though I have doubts about this show as well. But let's not get in there. So as I'm recording this, probably in 7 or 8 hours, at least two people are gonna come here. I'm gonna do a online session too, and we're gonna watch It's a Wonderful Life. It's my yearly tradition of watching It's a Wonderful Life, and well, when I watch that, it's a great movie. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it. But I always inevitably will think about what will happen if I'm not born. That's the whole movie. That's the whole idea of the movie. What will happen if you're not born? And when I'm depressed, when I'm like this, the answers are not kind. And right now, they're very unkind. I'm like, okay, but if I hadn't been born, would it change anything in the lives of others? Some people would probably be better off. My parents, for example, because they wouldn't have to be together for 5 years. Others, I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know. It's the end of the year. Depression is high. I have a lot of projects that I want to do, but at the same time, I feel each of them are too big for me to start right now. So, for example, if I want to make that tiny craft, I have to clear out my desk. But if I have to clear out my desk, that means putting away the stuff that I'm making the swords from. And if I do that, I don't know when I will get back to that. But if I want to finish the swords in order to get to the tiny snow globe thing, if I do that, it's very messy because it requires me using my rotary tool to carve foam, and that is extremely messy. So I'm postponing that out of the fear of the mess. And you might think, okay, well, right now you can, for example, finish Cersei, but I can't focus on reading written words right now because I am a little bit hyper. Not helped by the fact that I'm drinking isotonic drinks, but I mean, I'm not drinking drinks. This is the only one I got, and it was extremely expensive. I'm not getting more of these anytime soon. And for how expensive it was, it certainly doesn't taste like it. So you might be thinking, well, why don't you watch the movie? And I want to, but at the same time, I can't find that work-life balance because when I'm watching the movie, I constantly am checking my Telegram to see if anyone has sent me a message. I have to do a lot of things. I have to connect a couple of hard drives, and at the same time, I'm worried. Oh my god, what will happen if one of my hard drives is burnt out? And before you know it, I'm drowning myself in a sea of anxiety, and I don't know what to do. When I'm done recording this, here's a semi plan. I'm gonna go answer all the messages on my social media that I have postponed. I'm gonna go and answer all of them. Then I probably will try to watch a movie. I probably will try to watch Joker Folie Deux or download Megalopolis and watch that. There are three movies out of the possible four that I think I can cram in 2024. Megalopolis, Joker, and Dune Part 2. Probably Abigail as well for the fourth one. 4 days, four movies. I should be able to do that, but I can't. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the worst thing anyone can be stuck in, my own fucking brain. Will I be able to do it? Tune in next week where we talk about what happened in 2024 and what I plan to happen in 2025. Ugh.